Hey guys, welcome to this live stream. I hope you're having a great day, as great as I am, as great as my day, I meant. So today is, sorry, I'm just updating some settings. Okay, cool. So now you should hear me well, and you should see me well. Let me know if this is true, if what I'm saying, if you see me well and if you hear me well. Okay, great. Yeah, I think you should. Okay, hello. Yes, hello everyone. Um, yeah, today I am streaming from Los Angeles. As you might have guessed, last week I was in San Francisco. This week I'm in LA. Next week I will be traveling somewhere in California. Yes, welcome to this live stream. I'm so happy to see you. And today I wanted to share with you my thoughts about motivation. And I know we haven't talked for a while because I've done like live streams answering questions, and then we had a webinar with Benia who taught you tenses in English. But I wanted to say I missed you so much, and I just wanted to have this, I don't know, I have my glass of coffee. Like, this is really weird because I'm staying in my friend's apartment in Los Angeles and he just moved here. So the only glasses that he has are these ones. So I went and bought my coffee in blue bottle and I'm drinking from this glass. And I wanted to talk to you about motivating myself to do things. Because, for example, today I woke up with a little headache because yesterday we went to play tennis in LA and it was like 9 p.m. and the weather here is so weird. Like during the day, it's really hot and you can, I don't know, jump in the ocean, you can swim in the pool. But then in the evening, it's like, I don't know, 20 degrees or 15 degrees and I got really cold. But I woke up, I picked up my phone and I started working because motivation is like the most important thing, one of the most important things in our lives. And I wanted, oh yeah, people are congratulating me on the green card. Yes, this is super important. This is a super important announcement. I'm actually going to film a whole video about this process. And this is one of the things I wanted to talk about as well, because yes, my green card just arrived in my mailbox. Actually, it happened in August, but because I was traveling all the time, I just came back home and I'm like opening my mailbox and there's this envelope with a red stripe. This is how they send their green cards. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so happy. Yes, I'm now officially a resident of the United States. And this has been my dream since I was like maybe 4 years old. And actually, yeah, it took me, so I applied in March. Then in April, I've got an RFE, like request for additional evidence. So I had to provide more documents. And then in June, it was approved. But then they took some time to, they took my fingerprints, they had to review my files. But yeah, now I am an American resident, but I'm gonna film a whole video about it. And the thing is, like, the thing that motivated me to apply for my green card is actually one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today. Like, for me, there are different things that motivate me to do, to work harder. One of them is seeing other people being successful. So imagine a year ago, I was just scrolling through my Facebook. Like, Facebook and Russian Facebook are two things that motivate me a lot in my life, and like Instagram as well. So I was scrolling through my Facebook and I'm like, there was this guy, he's, I don't remember where he's from. So he's an immigrant in the United States. And he said, I just got a green card, EB1, for being an extraordinary talent. I'm like, oh my God, I want to have the same one. And this is something that motivates. So I saw him and I knew he's not like a super extraordinary person. He's just a normal entrepreneur, working hard, doing great things, but he's not like, I don't know, some pop star or whatever. So I thought, I think I have the same chances of getting green card. So I started my application. So this is one of the things that motivate me. Like, thing number one, seeing other people being successful and then comparing myself to those people. Like, when I was at school, I saw somebody who had the same talents, but their English was better. And I'm like, I don't see any differences, I mean, in mental abilities between myself and other people. Why do they speak better English than I do? And I become really angry. It's not, some people say, oh, I'm so happy for you, blah, blah, blah. For me, being happy for someone doesn't work. For me, only like being, I don't know, being angry with myself, that I have the same abilities, same opportunities, but I don't reach the goal that I want, this really works. So let me know, what do you think about this thing? Like, does that work for you? Do you motivate yourself by looking at others and seeing how they reach their success, and you're like, am I worse than those people? No, you're not. Like, this is, for me, this is really important. Yeah, I'm gonna read your comments right now. Yeah, everyone's split. Okay, turn up your sound. I can't, but I don't know whether that makes difference, but I think because the sound is regulated by YouTube, not me here, but yeah, I turned it on. Yeah, so let me know if this is something that works for you. You do not under, yeah, language is registered in the States. Yeah, same for me. That's great. Yeah, so like seeing other people being successfully, like, I can do the same. Watching motivational videos and reading quotes, yes. And also like subscribe to people on Instagram who you think have reached the goals that you haven't yet, and look at them. And the more you look at them, the more you would realize that they are ordinary people. You look at them, yes, they're the same as me. They have the same, I don't know, IQ. Yeah, I can hear it well. Okay, perfect. So yeah, thing number one, look at people and become angry. Like, oh my God, she has the same brain, but she speaks English better than me. And then another thing, which is really important, when you see other people reaching their goals, don't tell yourself like, I'm bad. Do not ever do that. You have to love yourself. And you have to acknowledge, okay, I haven't done a lot this time, but I now realize I can do something. So starting today, I don't know whether it's learning language, so starting today, I'm gonna dedicate an hour a day to studying the language. I'm gonna watch those YouTubers. I'm gonna take this online class. I'm gonna save for my trip to an English-speaking country, for example. So do not ever tell yourself that you are like too bad. One of the speeches that really motivated me was the one by Tim Ferriss, and I keep talking about it. So I was at the meetup where he talked, and he said, because everyone is so successful around you, and you do not see the dark side of it. Because if you read an article like on TechCrunch or on Instagram, you only see like the brightest side. You see, oh, okay, Marina got a green card, amazing. But you haven't seen how I cried when they sent me the RFE, when I realized I'm one step away from being refused. So nobody really shows that. And you have to understand there's this dark side to everything. So, and when you have this dark side, do not tell yourself that this is only because this is you and other people haven't had it. Everybody had it. And so Tim Ferriss said, wake up and look at yourself every morning in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you the way you are. So you have to love yourself. And only from loving yourself, you would be able to motivate yourself to work and to do something. Because if you do not love yourself, then you're just going to punish yourself for not being what you want to be. So this is like super, super important. Love yourself. And loving yourself, I don't know, there's so many ways to start loving yourself. But people here in the Silicon Valley, for example, and in Los Angeles, they all meditate. I haven't gone through that yet, so I'm trying, but for me, like, meditation is just counting from 200 backwards. This is the thing that helps me fall asleep. But you can also do yoga, like do things for your body, try eating healthy. So important, and I'm on track with that as well. Another thing, okay, I'll read some of your questions, cool. Do you think Silicon Valley is made only for Harvard and Stanford people? Oh no, I had this feeling when we first came there. I'm like, who needs a Russian girl in the Silicon Valley? Like, seriously, because Silicon Valley has Stanford, Silicon Valley has these amazing entrepreneurs. But then you come here and realize that a lot of people who made success here are not from those universities. They are just people who work hard, who have an idea of their future. And this university degree is not really important if you have an idea and if you work hard towards it. But yes, like, universities help you establish the initial network. And if you're just coming from abroad, like for us, this university was substituted by 500 startups, the accelerator, because they gave us initial network, initial capital. For some people, university is a great foundation. Coming to the Silicon Valley with no idea, with no working business, with no connections, with no plan, this wouldn't work. It's so expensive to be here. you would just spend your money. But coming and having a plan, or like coming for 2 weeks first and having meetings back to back, that's what people do. They just book a 2-week trip to the Silicon Valley. They reach out to all of the investors or entrepreneurs they want to meet, and they shoot them an email like, hey, I'm going to be in the Silicon Valley, and this works for any destination. I'm going to be in the Silicon Valley from, I don't know, Monday to Saturday. Do you have some time to meet? So have a plan. Don't just come and, sit there and wait for investors to come and see you. Work hard is the key to success. Totally agree. I think that hard work also attracts luck. So when you work hard, somehow you notice that the right people come into your path, that the right events happen. Because if you wouldn't work hard, they wouldn't happen. This is my theory. Yes. If nobody believes in you, then that's your motivation. So Poji, thank you so much for this comment, because I was actually going to move to this. So when I was 4 years old, my granddad, he was so obsessed with me speaking English, but I haven't spoken English back then. I was 4 years old. And I took some English classes, but they were like, I learned how to say dog and cat. And I used to come to visit him every summer. He was in a different city. And every summer he would ask me like, okay, tell me how to, I don't know, pronounce this in English, and tell me how to say that in English. And because I was like 4 years old and I was 6 years old, 8 years old, I wasn't really able to say those things. And he would go like, Marina, you're so bad at English. I want you to speak as a native speaker. And I was like, I was so frustrated. Like, I'm 8 years old. Yes, I'm doing a lot of things with my English, but yes, I cannot talk the way he wants me to talk. And again, this raised a lot of anger in me. And I was like, oh my God, I want to reach up to that level. I want him to tell me things and ask me to pronounce things in English, and I would be like a native speaker. And so, yeah, I think by the age of 16, he ran out of phrases. So by my age of 16, he ran out of phrases that I wouldn't be able to translate into English. And now he just watches my English YouTube and he says, Marina, I do not understand the thing, but I'm so happy that you sound like a native speaker. So he was a great motivation. And yes, so Poji mentioned that in the comment. He said, when nobody believes in you, this is a motivation. Totally agree with that. So when you see that people tell you you won't be able to make it, this is not for you, you're not that talented, and blah, blah, blah. For me, like, oh my God, I would do everything to prove them wrong. Like, never, ever. This is why I say I love haters on YouTube. Like this channel, my English channel is really, I don't know, moderate, and people are really nice. But if you go to my, well, you don't speak Russian, but if you do speak Russian, if you go to my Russian channel, you'll see that there are a lot of like haters, people who tell me like they're unhappy with my success, or tell me that I'm gonna fail pretty soon. Oh, this motivates me so much. Like, I will do everything to prove them wrong. And this is the thing. This works for me. But again, in this thing, when nobody believes in you, in this situation, it is really, really easy to fall down into like this depression where you stop believing in yourself. And this is why we go back to thought number one, when I said you wake up every morning and you tell yourself, I love you, Marina, I love you the way you are. It doesn't matter that you do not make $1 billion a year. It doesn't matter that, I don't know, your video didn't score even 20,000 views. That's okay. Like, I don't really care. I just love myself the way I am. I woke up this morning, sun is shining. I don't know. I can talk. I can watch videos. So do that. Because losing your self-esteem is really easy when nobody believes in you or on you. And for me, like my mom, my parents are really supportive, and this is like what I'm really happy about, because they would support me like in any situation. They would say, you want to move to the States? We're gonna miss you, but this is your life and we're gonna support you. We're gonna help you if you need our help. So this is a very, very important thing. Okay. Can you do a video about your story in 500 startups? Of course, there is a video. Yeah, I'm going to your questions. Like, I'm going to read a couple of questions, and then I'm going to continue about like the ways I work on myself, motivate myself. Okay, Thank you for your guidance. Really appreciate your work. Thank you so much. Okay. Do you know any programming language? No, I don't. Okay, when is the best time to prepare for GMAT? Early morning, late evenings. For me, like I prepared for the whole day. How did you register LanguageRip? Okay, there are a couple of videos about that. The video is called Silicon Valley Accelerator Invests 125,000. That one is about LanguageRip and the Silicon Valley and investing, blah, blah, blah. How to get back self-esteem after failure. Have you ever failed? Oh, yes. Oh, like hundreds of times. If like people fail, the thing that I was telling you, like people do not want to talk about failures. I wouldn't like film a video on, I don't know, on how we lost money for like, I don't know, well, maybe I would do a video. But for the first like months when we were running a company, so we started the first company in 2011, we're losing money like crazy. And then in 2015, when we started creating LanguageRip, the platform, we had to pay developers so much money that I had to leave on $100. Yeah, I told that story. And there were also failures later when we came to 500 startups. We couldn't figure out the strategy how to market a product. So we built the platform, but we didn't have any clients. And like, would you go to a newspaper and ask them to publish a story on how you're failing in your business? You would never do that. But you would work hard in order to create this success story. So in America, I love this approach to failure as to, this is not really a failure, this is your experience. And if you haven't failed, you won't be able to cope with problems that are gonna arise in the future. Like if I conditionals in English. If I hadn't had a situation in my life when I had to live on $100 for a long, long time, I would be really unprepared for unsuccesses in my business. But now when I think like if the business fails, I've already lived on like hundreds of bucks for so many years, that should be fine. I'll figure it out. So yes, failure is a great experience, and you get a lot of knowledge from failing, or like, I don't know, or being hurt, or having problems, or like being overstressed. When you go to the top level, you like realize, oh my God, I've already been there. I know how it feels, and I'm not really afraid again. So getting rid of that fear of failing, getting rid of the fear of being betrayed, getting rid of the, I don't know, fear of like going back to your homecoming or whatever. It depends on what your situation is. Because you know you've been there, and you know you've survived, and you know you've reached other goals, then it's fine. You'll figure it out. So I think, you know what? Great example just came to my mind. Just remember that feeling that you have on Sundays. Like, oh my God, tomorrow is Monday. I hate Monday. I will have to wake up and check my emails. I will have to go to the office. And your mood on Sunday is like you're completely depressed. But then Monday comes and you're sitting in the middle of your workday and you realize Monday is not really that bad. Yes, you have a lot of emails, but you're feeling fine. You have your coffee with you. There's Tuesday coming tomorrow. There's another weekend, and life is great. So I think this fear and like anticipation of bad events, it really hurts. So try to live in the moment. Like whatever, tomorrow is Monday, but there were so many Mondays already. It should be fine. Like life goes on. Because again, I remember myself like hating Mondays when I had to go to the office. And then every Monday I would come to the office and I realized I love the office work. I love how everything is like happening on Mondays and how everyone's asleep on Sundays. I don't like it. So I think that is super cool. There's there's a question from Ashley: how to overcome depression over breakup. This is a tough one, but again, I would relate to it as an experience. So just realize that you're here, you're super low in your life right now, but then you're just gonna go up. Yes, it might take a lot to be here. Like you might spend a year, 2, I don't know, even like 3 years here, but then eventually you're gonna go up, and you won't be afraid of other failures. You would be just, or other breakups. You've been so down, you're not afraid to go back. So, and also try to find something that takes away all of you. I don't know, maybe writing a blog, maybe starting a company, working, studying, like something that takes 100% of your attention, so you don't think about your problems or your breakup or your emotions. And yeah, try to keep like that for like 4 or 5 months and see how you feel. Yeah, sometimes you talk to friends and that helps, but I think during breakups, like when some of your friends get a boyfriend and they start talking about it, that could make things worse. So try to pick up friends. And also another thing that works for me, when something like when you're failed in, I don't know, business, or like you keep failing at something and you see your friends achieving that, I think it's okay to unfollow them. Because one of my friends, she just wants to get married, and she gets so upset when her friends get married. And I just told her, like, why do not you unfollow them? Like, it's okay. You can hide them from your feed on Facebook and not get upset like every day when you see somebody getting married. Like, why don't you do that? You do not have to tolerate. You do not have to, like, I don't know. You don't have to watch other people getting married if this is a problem for you. Concentrate on something that is not a problem for you. Because if you feel that you're a failure, you cannot get married. And if you feel that you're a failure, you cannot move to another country. If you feel that you're a failure in learning languages, then there are too much failures in your life. Don't do that. Another thing, by the way, that works for me, try to improve 2 things maximum at a time in your life. So don't sit and think, okay, I have to learn English, I have to fix my relationship, I have to earn money, I have to do this, this, and that, and I'm failing in everything. Don't, like, okay, scratch everything, forget it, and then sit down and think, okay, at this point of my life, 2 most important things is like learning a language and then traveling more, and just concentrate on them. Because when you try to improve too many things at a time, you might feel that you're a complete failure, go to depression, and see my thought number 1. You're gonna fall out of love with yourself, and this is not good. Like, if you do not love yourself, nobody's gonna love you. So most important thing, be aware of what's happening to you. Do you think it's possible to both study and run a company successfully and efficiently? I tried to do that starting year 4 of my university, when we didn't have a lot of lectures. Yes, that was the funniest thing. Like, I had my mobile phone, my company's mobile phone, in my hands, and when it rang, I just ran out of the lecture in my university, went to the corridor, pretended that I was in the office, and answered the phone. That was so funny. But yeah, I think it is possible. Totally possible. Some people even like have a full-time job and run their business on the side, and then they are waiting for the moment when their business is big enough so they can leave their jobs. But of course, it is really important to be secure for some time. So yeah, totally. And Solange, if I'm reading that right, is asking an amazing question, because I wanted to talk about that as well, and it will be my 3rd thought or 4th thought. Okay. Can you make a video about how you cook or eat in a day with such a hectic schedule? Okay. So my thought, another one, a really important one, take care of what you're eating. Because maybe when you're 23, 24, 25, you don't even think about your health. But then when you're like 20, well, 27 is still fine. But I think starting 30, you see the influence of bad food. Like, when I was 25, I started noticing bad influence of alcohol. So I would drink like a couple of cocktails, I would wake up in the morning, and I would see my skin like super dry, and I would feel, well, this is called hangover, okay, but I didn't like the hangover, and I would get it even from, I don't know, a glass of wine. So I told myself, I'm gonna have my body, I hope, for at least 70 more years, and I don't want to hurt it right now. I know it has an ability to be healthy again and regenerate, restore things that are damaged, but I don't want to lose that resource. I want to be as healthy as I can. And if I listened to myself like 2 years ago saying that, I would say like, what? Because I got lucky that I do not get like fat, so I can eat as much food as I can, even junk food. I will still look like this. But the problem is, if I eat too much junk food, my organs will be junk. So So I'm trying to do everything to keep my body healthy for the next 70 years, which means buying organic food, drinking just 1 coffee a day with low-fat milk or low-lactose milk or almond milk and no sugar, and also eating supplements. Supplements are a very personal thing. For me, omega-3, organic omega-3 helped a lot with my hair loss. I know you guys saw the video, maybe. There's the video about like my hair started falling off this March, and I guess this was because of the stress. And taking supplements and starting a healthy lifestyle really helps. So yeah, omega-3, collagen, vitamin C, whatever works for you. I would get checked by the doctor and ask what is the best like supplement that you can get. But I think from all of the supplements, omega-3 is one of the healthiest, because I really saw how it worked. My hair loss just stopped. Like it stopped after a month of taking omega-3. So yeah, please pay attention to your health, even if you're like 19 right now. By the way, tell me, let's do a little break. Tell me how old you are. I'm guessing 27. She looks like 21. Yes, I am 27. Thank you for complimenting me. Yeah, drink water. I know, yeah, drinking water is important. And also like health is a complex, not only eating, drinking. Yes, it's also sleeping. Oh, that's another point. I'm going to go to that like after I read your ages. I'm going to talk about the importance of sleeping well and how I try to manage. Okay, so you're like 19, 21, 24. Oh, 15. That's amazing. So yeah, guys, even if you're like 15 or 16 right now, please think about your health. You might not feel it right now, but believe me, in like maybe 15 years, you're going to feel every hamburger. You're going to feel how your body struggles to digest it. Okay, 22, 26, 17, 21. Running is the best. Healthy. Some people run in a wrong way and they just hurt their spine. This is also very important. I would take some training sessions before running 10 kilometers. 30, 21. Okay, yeah, I got it. So we're like somewhere from 15 to 40 here. And yeah, somehow I think you all can relate to what I'm saying. Okay. Why are you wearing earphone? Because my mic is here. My like professional mic is in San Francisco, and I'm in LA, and I try to travel light. So the thing about sleep, people ask me how much do I sleep every night, and I try to stay in bed for at least 8 hours. Why? Because the most important thing is that our brain can only restore and regenerate and relax while we're sleeping, not just lying down. And the thing is, even if you spend 8 hours and 10 hours in bed, you do not sleep all of that time. So I just got a tracker, maybe I got it like 3 months ago, a tracker that you wear in the night that's tracking your body temperature, resting pulse rate, it's tracking your, what else? Stress level, and it's tracking how much you sleep. And you know what I realized? Like, even if I spend 10 hours in my bed, I sleep only like 6. And that's a problem because it takes some time for our body to go to sleep. And then in the morning, we're like gradually waking up. And it's really important to sleep, like really sleep for at least like 6, 7, well, the best is 8 hours. And I would encourage you guys, maybe you can look it up on eBay. So there are different trackers you can use. Look up which ones are available in your country and try to track your sleep, and you will be surprised. Like, my sleep looks like as if I'm sleeping like 4 or 5 hours every day. So I try to go to bed earlier because, again, when you do not sleep, your brain works slower, and good sleep is so much more important than work. Like, remember that. If you're sitting in the night by your computer and it's like 1 a.m. and you have like 3 more emails that you want to reply, like, forget about them. You're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to do that. Because if you ask your brain to like work for another hour, you might lose that, melatonin that is produced by our body. It may just go away, and then you will lie in your bed for 3 or 4 hours, unable to go to sleep. So try to reduce your communication with devices at least 1 hour before you go to sleep. I know it's super hard, super like crazy, but yeah, try to do that. And somebody's telling me it's exactly 1 a.m. in your country. Yeah, like watching video. You know what I do with watching videos? I don't really watch them. I just listen to them. So I don't stare at my screen. And you know, you can look at me, of course, but on videos like that, when I'm just talking, I try to switch on my YouTube, just have my phone near me, listen to what people say, and do my house chores. For example, like wash dishes, or I don't know, going to sleep. Because my mom used to read to me when I went to sleep. She would read me like classical books and detective stories. And now I just have one of the bloggers who is doing his blah blah blah, and I'm listening to him, and I'm just falling asleep. That works really good for me. I don't sleep right now because I watched this video. Yeah, you can actually not stare at it, but just have your phone near you, close your eyes and try to go to sleep. And then when you feel that you're like almost asleep, just press that button and the video will stop and you go to sleep. I started doing this 2 years ago, and this is the only way I go to sleep right now. Yeah, just listening to some blogger, and I just fall asleep gradually. Thank you for your tips and motivation. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I can't stop looking at you. Yeah, I'm gonna read some of your comments here. A video how to find meaning in life, how to decide what is the best purpose for you. I'm gonna talk about that as well. You will never get the meaning of life before you try different things. At first, so when I was when I was 6 years old, I thought I would be a singer. I think every second girl when she's 6 years old thinks she's gonna be a singer. And I adored Britney Spears. I even wrote her letters and like, I'm gonna be a singer. But then I realized singing is not just what you see on the TV. It's a lot of work, and then you also have to dance. And then I started my piano class, and I hated piano. I couldn't stand it. So I realized maybe singer is not something I want to do. Then I realized I love languages, and I'm like, I want to be a translator. And I sat down with my parents, and I'm like, I want to be a translator and an English teacher. And my parents are like, let's look at the examples of what you want to be. And like we went to a translation agency, and I looked at the people who just sit at their desks and translate. And there is no like real English. And they said, do you want to be like your teacher at school who has to teach like every day for 9 hours? And I'm like, I love English, but I don't like school. I don't like classes. And they were like, maybe you should do something different. And then I realized that English is not something that that is like my main quality. Like great English is not something that can be sold easily. Something else can be sold through English. Like for example, being an entrepreneur and speaking great English is a pathway to having your business all over the world, talking to people in English, or like talking to people in German. So language, I think language is like an extra. So imagine if you're speaking just your language, you're walking. If you speak 2 languages, you're driving a car. If you speak 3 languages, you're riding an airplane. If you speak 4, like it's upgrade every time. So I think that thought, that realization that language is not the end goal. A language is just the mean to get somewhere. Because in the United States, okay, you have great English, but everybody here has great English. I think people who have bad English here, this is a problem. But if you have great English, that is not really an accomplishment. You're just like everyone else. And you need to have something else that drives interest to you. And so, yeah, and then I realized I want to be an entrepreneur. I couldn't decide what kind of entrepreneur I wanted to be, because when I was 16, I thought I'm going to open a bakery. I'm going to start a bakery somewhere in Florida because, as I said, I wanted to travel. I wanted to be an international person. I'm like, international bakery. Stupid. No, I'm not stupid. For me, like those thoughts were not based on anything. I didn't even like to cook. And so I started trying things. When I was 20, I went to work at a souvenir shop because I realized English is what I want to use in my job. And I'm like, I'm going to sell souvenirs to foreigners who come to St. Petersburg. And I worked there for 2 weeks. I hated it again because I realized I want to create things. And this is how I came to actually starting companies. So before that, I went to travel to study languages. I realized this is the best thing that has ever happened to me, like going to the UK for 2 weeks and staying with locals and practicing English. And I realized that not many people know about this opportunity. And like, I want to tell the world that you can travel and learn languages. And this is how I came to LinguaTrip. And I wasn't able to start it alone. I met my co-founder, we studied together, and he's more of a business person. He like kicked me and said, yes, we're going to start right now. Though I was super afraid. I was 21. I'm like, my own business. I haven't worked for like 3 weeks of my life, like maybe a couple of months. But yeah, so trying different things, realizing what you're really passionate about, and also defining your, so how do you say that? I'm trying to think. So think of something that you are able to do for free as long as you want. Like if you're, I was able to advise people on where to go and learn languages for free. I was so passionate about spreading this idea. And when we started our company, I was able to work for free for like first year because we were not able to pay ourselves. Like, great, anyway, I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm doing a great thing, and it's okay that I don't get paid right now. I believed in my idea. So this is very important, like finding yourself, finding your passion. Just try to do things that you love. And again, I keep telling people that if you love playing computer games, then maybe you have to start a Twitch channel. There is no bad thing. Like if you love playing games, then start a Twitch channel, stream your games. There are people who make millions on playing games. They take parts in world championships of like, I don't know those games, I'm sorry. But they make a lot of money, and it's okay. There is no stupid thing that you can do. There are great things. All of them are great. And if some people tell you you have to study economics or law, just because this is what happened to like the majority of my friends, their parents would tell them, you cannot be an entrepreneur or YouTuber. You have to be either a lawyer or an analyst. It doesn't matter what they say. Do what you're passionate about. How you find investors in the United States. Again, please watch the video about the Silicon Valley. You can go on my channel, type in Silicon Valley, and there are a couple of videos about how we moved, how we found investors. Don't hate on lawyers. I do not hate lawyers. No, I love lawyers. I just tell, this is an example that being a lawyer is not for everyone. Like if somebody tells you be a lawyer and you want to be a doctor, it doesn't mean you have to be a lawyer just because they earn so much. No, I love lawyers. There are people who are amazing lawyers. It's just, yeah, I was told to become either a lawyer or an analyst. That's why I'm like, but some people are told to become a doctor and they hate being a doctor. I'm afraid of blood. I faint every time I see blood. So once I've heard somewhere that motivation is not only what we need in order to succeed. Motivation lasts only some seconds or hours. The point is to do things for your goal. Do you agree with that? Yes, well, the goal is something you see yourself in like a couple or 3 or 5 years. Motivation is something that drives you every day. And you know, a really important thing about motivation, this is, by the way, another thing I wanted to share with you. There are different books or different bloggers that I watch or read, and there are some bloggers that are motivational. Or like, for example, again, Tim Ferriss. He gives really practical advice, like how to optimize your life, how to work for 4 hours a week. And I never listen to him or read him before I go to sleep, because such books make me want to act. And they motivate me to act immediately. So I try to read them during the day so I can dedicate a couple of hours later to actually doing something. Like, for example, he said, if you're doing like live consultations, which I do, he said just dedicate 2 days a week for those consultations. Because if you do them every day, they just split your day in different, like in certain periods, and you are distracted every time. And I started thinking like, yes, when I have a consultation, I stop doing all my tasks like 15 minutes before the consultation. Then I consult somebody for an hour. I lose a lot of energy. So after consultation, I want to eat, I want to drink coffee, I want to relax. And then, yes, I lose, instead of losing just 1 hour for the consultation, I actually lose like 2. And I changed my calendar. So I only dedicated Wednesdays and Fridays to my consultations. And that worked amazingly. And if I listened to his book at night and then I went to sleep and then in the morning, I might have forgotten the idea. I might, conditionals again. But yeah, the thing is, I could forget about what I thought when I was reading his book. So try to spend time motivating yourself during the day so you can act immediately. Because yes, this like motivation can go straight away, and you won't be able to find it again. I would recommend everyone to watch some Gary Vaynerchuk's videos. Yes, I am actually subscribed. His channel is Gary V. Yes, he's amazing. One of the coolest videos, well, I don't follow him like every day, but one of the coolest videos I've watched so far is Wait Till You're 29. Please watch it. He says that when you're 25, 27, and you think you're not great, you haven't accomplished anything in your life, he said, like, if you look at any successful entrepreneur, he has started becoming successful when he's 29. Because before 29, you're like trying to figure out what you're gonna do with your life. And yeah, so yeah, Gary V, watch his videos. Please upload all your live sessions for future reference. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I'll leave this one. Let's see. But normally, because I talk so much, like 1 hour video is not a YouTube format. That's why. Can you upload this live for a couple of days? Yes, it's going to stay on my channel for a couple of days. Okay. Everyone is curious about your life. Guys, the thing about like private life, I feel that this is too private. And I feel that my channel is more about study abroad, motivation, business, and being healthy. So there are some bloggers that specialize on love life and whatever. I feel that I'm not the one to do that. So this is why I just don't talk about that. I'm sorry, but yeah, I feel it's private. Okay, I'm gonna read some of your questions right now. Congrats on getting the green card. How did you get it so fast? Not so fast. I applied in March and I only got it in August. Well, pretty fast, but yeah, EB1 is the green card. If you got an O1 visa, this is a standard route. So O1 visa is a work visa, extraordinary ability visa, and then you move on to the green card, which is the same category. How difficult was it for you to start learning another language after English? It was tough. Especially because I didn't really like German, and my mom was like, you have to learn German. I'm like, oh, I don't want to learn German. I'm like 14 years old. I want to hang out with my friends instead of having an extra class at school. But again, I was motivating myself that I can get free education in Germany. I knew that there is no free education in the UK, and I was dreaming about the UK at that time. And my mom told me learn German because German education is free. And I'm like, yes, this might be one of the options for me to study abroad when I grow up and go to the university. So I motivated myself with that. Like, and also I had a friend who moved to Germany, and she would, that was such a nice girl. She would send our whole class pictures from Germany, and I looked at her pictures and I saw like she had this nice rucksack, and back then in Russia we didn't have that, and the streets were so clean. I'm like, oh my God, I want to go there. So yeah, something like that, like small things that motivate you. Find somebody in the country. So if you're learning German, find a German blogger that inspires you and try to watch her and notice things that motivate you. Like, again, I was motivated by clean streets and beautiful stationery, which is, okay, again, for every age, there is different motivation. But then, yeah, sometimes when you speak one language, it is really, really difficult to switch to another one. But once you master that, oh my God, you're going to be amazing. You're going to be like bilingual, trilingual. What time is it right now in LA? In LA, it's 12:44 p.m., almost midday. Yeah, I'm having my coffee, and then I'm going to have lunch, and I'm going to have a couple of meetings. And tomorrow I'm back in San Francisco, and guess what? On Sunday, I'm flying back to LA. So I'm living in between two cities right now, and I feel they both have by the way, guys, question to you. What do you prefer, San Francisco or Los Angeles? I already asked this question on my Instagram, and if you don't follow me, it's Lingua Marina. But for me, I'm like in the middle right now. San Francisco is entrepreneurship, Stanford, amazing entrepreneurship vibe. Like everyone has a business, everybody's working on something. People do not care how you're dressed, so you don't spend time on like trying to look nice. LA is about blogging, which is another great part of my life. And like everyone's a blogger. You walk around here and you see people holding cameras like that because everyone's a vlogger. And I went to Melrose Place the other day, and everyone was taking pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, everyone's an Instagram blogger here. So right now, I guess for the next, because I have my lease till February in San Francisco, so I cannot really move right now. But I find myself traveling between the two cities. Yeah, San Francisco, LA, San Francisco, LA. Oh my God. Yeah, this is so tough. Like a lot of my blogger friends live here, and a lot of my entrepreneur friends live in San Francisco. I prefer Miami. I also I love Miami, but the climate there for me, I won't be able to work. Well, LA is pretty much the same because it's so warm here. Mongolia, Antarctica. Okay. Other options? I know, but yeah, I'm just in LA and San Francisco. I don't want to move out of California. Yeah, people are saying thank you for this video. By the way, guys, if you enjoy it, please like. So important for me because this one is I think it's a really personal one. I'm like sharing what I went through, and I really hope that you can use some of the advice. I really, like for me, I really hope that somebody who's feeling down right now, this helped, because I know it happens to me as well. I might feel down like in a week or in 2 weeks, and I will just sit down and remember what I said to you, and it will help me get better. So I'm trying, like when I'm talking to you, I am trying also to, again, reiterate all of these thoughts in my brain, because I know when I'm gonna feel down, when I'm gonna say like, oh my God, I hate everything, I'm gonna think about what I told you, and in hoping that this is gonna help. My right arm is here. I'm sorry, I'm just sitting I'm sitting on the floor. Because again, my friend here in LA, he doesn't have any furniture. He moved here 5 days ago. So I'm sitting on the floor, and the laptop, I'm gonna show it to you. Oh, you're gonna laugh at me. Look at that. My laptop is on the ironing board. So this is all professional. Again, I'm such a professional blogger. This is why. This is why it looks like that. Yeah. Do you play video games? No, I play The Sims. I used to play The Sims, but no, I don't play any video games right now because I don't have time. For me, YouTube is my video game. Okay. Yeah, I know. This is really funny, right? Okay, guys. Oh yeah, another great question. How do you deal with homesick and miss family? I miss my parents a lot. They are traveling right now, and I'm so happy they're enjoying their holidays. So the thing is, if Trump doesn't cancel anything, I would be able to move my parents to the United States in 5 years, and this is something that keeps me, motivated. I know that there is a chance they're gonna move here as well later. Right now, they have their tourist visas, so they can travel. But yeah, we just spent a week with my mom in Italy, and now I miss her like crazy. But yeah, yesterday I was walking around looking for houses for my parents, and like I have to work so hard. I have to try and get them a house, but yeah. Can you show us your window view of your room? Yeah, I'm sure. Sure, I'm gonna show it to you. How old are you? Okay, 27. Yeah, I know, but I try to travel as much as I can to see my parents. So I spent 2 months in Russia. I was in Russia in August and September with my parents. This is the view. I'm not sure you actually see what's going on there. Do you? Palm trees. Yeah, beautiful view. Sun motivates me a lot. Great weather is a great motivator. You feel energized, you feel ready to work. But yeah, alrighty. Let's see what's going on here. Right, I think I'm gonna finish right now. I think I've told you all of my thoughts. Again, if you enjoy this live stream, don't forget to like. And yeah, I am going to do, well, the next Tuesday, I'm sorry, but I'm going to miss the live stream because I'm going to travel with my friend who's a blogger, and we're going to go to Yosemite, we're going to go to national parks, we're going to drive around California and take some cool pictures. Oh, summary. Okay, summary. Here we go. First, look at people who have done something that you want and motivate yourself by becoming angry that they have the same abilities and have reached the same heights. Second, try to do everything you can to prove other people wrong when they tell you you're not going to do that. Third, love yourself. Very important. Even if everybody tells you you're a failure, it's very important to wake up every morning and tell yourself that you love you. Four, again, it's really important to have somebody who would support you. If you don't have that person, support yourself. So become your own motivator. 5, eat healthy. 6, sleep well, at least like 6 hours a night. Please, please, please. Sleep is more important than anything else, more important than work, more important than bloggers. If you have your favorite bloggers, you can just listen to them. It's not very important just to watch them all the time, because content is important, so listen to them and save your eye energy. Yeah, I think if I missed something, please add. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this live stream. I'm gonna go and finish my coffee, run to my meetings. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I'm gonna see you in 2 weeks. And there are a couple more amazing videos coming out, so I'll see you soon.